Wow. Everybody got so energized for the afternoon. That's great to see. Welcome and thank you. And also welcome everybody following us online. I hope you are also at least as energized as the people here in the room. Why are we here? We are here for the Attract to Invest final pitch competition. And to get the ball rolling, I would like to welcome on stage Tamás Békási, Business Creation Manager, to shortly summarize the Attract to Invest program and the main milestones of this year's edition. Tamás, the stage is yours.
Welcome back, everyone. I hope you had a good lunch and a good coffee. So yeah, this is the second edition, or this was the second edition of Attract to Invest. We're really proud that we developed by ourselves the program from the humble beginnings to the point where we are now. So what is it all about? Actually, Attract to Invest, so you heard previously InnoStars Awards pitches. That was the lineup of startups for MVP and prototypes looking for the market entry. And now you will hear pitches from startups who are already on the market, generate revenue, and looking for seed or Series A investment. So we are going up to the ladder from the evaluation-wise. It's very important from our perspective that we wouldn't like just only contribute to the success of a successful or positive investment round, but also teaching startups how to deal with the investors, the shareholders, the new shareholders, because we had a really nice panel discussion about how human capital and human resources should be handled wisely in a company, but that's also importantly connected to the new way of working whenever a company is growing up from friends and family to a certain stage where they need to deal with a new shareholder, a new investor who is not their friend. And these kind of challenges they are facing at the stage of investment could easily ruin their journey. So that's important that our message is that not just having the money whenever you have an investor, but actually having an investment strategy. You can have a second, a third round, maybe a fourth round of investment, and you need to deal with those kind of situations. So besides a fundraising bootcamp, the program offered a board meeting simulation process where actually startups are having all the questions they never ever wanted to hear. This is something which is on progress currently. And of course, it's in a sandbox environment. So the good news is that it's a friendly environment. So they are facing with those kind of challenges with the possibility to have certain answers they can use in the future. So I'm really proud that all of the startups are here. Again, this was the second edition. We are continuing with the third edition next year. And what I promised and what I wished for you previously, having a really excitement competition, I would do the same. So let's hear all the pitches for all the startups, wishing you the best luck. And let's have the most important point here. Let's have the winner actually having been revealed at the end. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Tamás. Before we start, let's discuss the rules, especially for those of you who weren't here in the morning or who weren't following us in the morning. This time we will have 20 finalists, and we will have a break after the first 10. In the first part, we will have finalists in the category of biotech and digital health, while in the second part, it will be medtech. Timing is strict. Every startup, every presenter will have 3 minutes for the pitch. In the unlikely case of going over time, I will very kindly ask you to stop your pitch. If this happens, please don't be offended. This is only so that everybody gets the same chances. After that, there will be a Q&A from our esteemed jury members who will be sitting in the first row. 3 minutes again, and again, if you are running over time with your answer, I will kindly ask you to stop. Who is in the jury? We have Andrew Burke, CEO, Dragonfly Innovations. A round of applause, please. Imre Hild, Óbuda Uni Venture Capital ZRT. And Carlos Sanfilippo, Indaco Venture Partners. In a sense, however, you are also part of the jury because you can vote for the InnoStars Community Award. You can vote through your app that you probably already downloaded using the QR code on your badge. If not, you can still do so. If you are following us online, you can vote through the website. It's important to note, however, that you can only vote on one startup. So think it through carefully and vote. Voting is open till 6 p.m. One more important thing for those of you who present on stage, here's an edge marked by a visibility line. Just pay attention not to fall over it, okay? The mic and the clicker is there. When you come on stage, please take it. And when you leave the stage, please just leave it there. That's all you need to know. And with that, let's get started. First on stage will be Jed Bio, represented by Pavlos Charoniktakis, CEO, Greece, Biotech. Welcome to the stage.
Thank you. Hello, everyone. I'm Pavlos Charoniktakis, CEO and co-founder at ZatBio, and thank you for the opportunity to present our business case. Identifying better and novel biomarkers in biotech industry is of huge importance in all drug discovery stages and precision medicine. Interestingly, only 10% of clinical trials ever succeed because of poor biomarkers. The solution is the AI that can potentially double the probability of clinical trials and shorten the early discovery stage by at least 30%. However, currently mainly standard data analysis practices are employed by the industry, which cannot handle the growing complexity of the data. Even while AI is performed, it's mainly tailored to specific problems or completely outsourced, that is not scalable. We developed ZatBio that automates machine learning and biomarker discovery. With unprecedented quality and efficiency, it can identify the prognostic, diagnostic, or predictive biomarkers within an ocean of data. It's simple, fast, and correct. ZatBio has proven itself as 3 sets of biomarkers discovered by it are under biological validation, while it saves 8x time and 10x money. The market size is a multi-billion market, of course, but with the bottom-up sizing, we found that there are more than 21,000 biotech companies and more than 3,000 research and academic institutions that currently perform biological research. We have more than 30 paying or piloting customers, generating a revenue of around 550k euros up to date 2023, while we have doubled almost the ARR compared to the 2022. We have also more than 40 new discoveries using ZatBio published in the scientific literature. ZatBio has several of unique advantages. It's the only product of its type focused on biomedical data, biodata, and biomarker discovery. Thus, we have a first mover advantage. It's offered as a software as a service, subscription-based, or on-premise, catering the needs of research teams, biotechs, and pharmas. Our team is full of experience, expertise, and passion, but most importantly, covers all these required skills to scale from science to technology to business. Finally, we're seeking a seed plus round of 3 million in order to scale further and grow further while we are almost sustainable. And we have secured 1 million in non-dilutive funding. Thank you.
It's time for questions, dear jury members.
Just curious around the competitors, how quickly could someone take that space from you?
Yeah, actually the main competitor is the status quo. It's an alternative that currently the industry mainly works with statistical data analysis practices or with simple models. Of course, there are companies working on the ML part, mostly services, and there are some companies like, for example, Tempus or LifeBit that try to have an end-to-end solution from data repository to data analytics. But their data analytics solutions are not that advanced, let me say.
What about your future step in market developments?
What do
So
you mean?
in the turnover, so what is your perspective in increasing your revenues?
Yeah, actually, the product is quite mature. And what we need mostly the funding is to boost our sales force and marketing. And we have detailed financial plans in order by within 2 years to go somewhere around 5 to 6 million. And by in the 5th year, more than 130.
Can I ask you to go back to the last slide?
I cannot.
I'm not sure we have
You
the
can ask
setup
back
for
at-
that.
No problem.
Yeah.
It was saying 1.4 million. That's a projected revenue or actual revenue in Q4?
1.3 million is what we have raised so far by strategic partners and investors.
Okay.
Our revenue up to date in 2023 is 550K total revenue with an ARR of 350.
Okay. Now, just one piece of advice. When you have only 3 minutes and you still want to cram as much information into the 3 minutes as possible, this is, at least to me, maybe I'm an outlier, but it's an overload. Listening to you, reading that, it created confusion.
Busy slides. Huh?
So it's probably better just to skip slides altogether or keep them there, but with a lot less text, because it's really difficult to split attention, reading and listening.
Okay, thank you very much.
All right, thank you very much. Next on stage, Meta Bio, Panagiotis Katsonis, CEO, Greece Biotech. Welcome to the stage.
Hello everyone, my name is Panagiotis Katsaunis. I'm the founder and CEO at MetaBio. In MetaBio, we set to innovate IT services within the biobanking sector in an attempt to unlock the value of human biosamples, thus accelerate research for drug development. Currently, it takes more than 12 years and more than 3 billion to successfully discover and market a drug into the healthcare sector. One of the problems associated with that is the inability of current IT systems used within biobanks that do not offer interoperability within the network, do not standardize and harmonize data recordings, do not collect real-world data from patients themselves, and overall fail to create a holistic biosample and patient profiles. Our solution, an all-in-one modular and interoperable platform that collects data from all members of the biosample value chain and at the same time can work as an umbrella system on top of current IT infrastructure, thus easing the integration process. Overall, we help the industry to decrease time during basic research at that preclinical stages of drug development, as well as decrease cost by reducing attrition rates during productivity. Our system has currently a PCT patent in the national entry phase and is composed of 3 different layers. Our business model is a B2B contractual software as a service, with biobanks being our primary target customer, and we have a 3-step implementation process for the system and the services. We have a TAM of more than 5 billion and a sum with this investment that we are currently seeking of more than 600 million. And with this investment, we aim to be profitable at the 2nd year of operation. We have already employed a mix of growth tactics, and we need to employ more in a way to target those 50,000 biobanks worldwide. As far as competition, we excel in the multi-source of data that we collect data from, multi-sources of data, as well as the implementation of a digital right management technologies in the network that we create. We entered the market in 2021. Our first customer was the 4th largest biobank in the world, that of the World Health Organization. Several biobanks in Greece and outside followed, and we have total sales up to today to 250K. We have a plan for exit, a 5-year plan to create a 98 biobank network with an asset value of more than 100 million. We are a team of 5. We have been working together for the last 5 years, and we have prominent figures of the biobanking sector in our advisory board, as well as tech gurus in the sector. We are currently asking for $500,000 as a straight equity investment for the next 18 months. Most of them will boost our business development processes and used in R&D and product evolution. I'm done. Thank you.
Thank you for that. Can you talk through the exit strategy? Have you identified any potential targets who might acquire you?
In the Balkan region especially, we had biobanks that had worked similar system in the past, and when they created networks of more than 10 or even 15 biobanks, that they had an asset value, an asset being the biosamples themselves, as well as the access to the patient that can provide follow-up donations, were bought by pharma or by large institutes that wanted that access into the biosample and the data that accompany them.
Perfect. And have you started early stage conversations with any potential targets?
Not yet. We believe we can do more, but yes, not yet.
I'm not sure I caught your business model. Can you speak to that?
Yes, it's a software as a service model, but we, because we didn't have much funding at the beginning, we took a bulk of that monthly payments and brought it up front in order to fund our implementations and our operations.
Can you talk through your run rate? Because 500,000 seems like quite a small amount for what, for scaling.
Yes, look, we want to gain another 10 biobanks. And with the rate that we've done with the past, 500K for us that we have raised since now 190 will be a huge boost into the business development process that need to be scalable and need to be scaled now. And so for going from 250 to $1 million in revenue and a network of more than 10 biobanks is really valuable for us. And that will gain us the traction to go and start initiating conversations with pharma.
Sorry, I don't know if I get it correct. What about potential customer now? You have pipeline, you are talking to somebody?
Potential customer
Yes.
for our service?
Yes.
Yes, we have already in the pipeline other customers as well, being hospitals that want to create biobanks within their system and create a network that can supply their association with research institute as well. If I get the question right? Yes, we have already passed those 4 that I mentioned, other ones in the pipeline.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Next on stage, Alternative Plans Limited, Ana Romana Stunda, CEO, Latvia, Biotech. Stage is yours.
Yeah, sorry, I'm not on. So hello, my name is Martins, and I would like you to introduce to the sustainable beauty provided by alternative plants. So today, cosmetic industry is facing several challenges. Many of natural ingredients are produced unsustainably, and their quality fluctuates season to the season. Climate changes even have made several natural resources inaccessible to the industry. But we have a solution: plant stem cell technology. From very tiny plant sample, we can create cell culture even from rare or endangered plants. And the beauty is that in these cell cultures, we can boost valuable compound synthesis by exceeding even the levels what are achievable in the nature. And yes, in very controlled by technological processes, we can provide consistency and quality. Currently, we have 4 ingredients in our portfolio. 3 of them are cell-based, but all of them are very well characterized by chemical composition and efficiency, and that allows us to target them on very specific skincare needs. We are offering our ingredients to cosmetic manufacturers or ingredient distributors, because such kind of ingredients, they are very crucial for development effective skincare compositions by providing specific bioactivities. Cosmetic ingredient market is steadily growing, and with our technology, we see an opportunity to later expand also in food, medical device, or even pharmaceutical markets as well. Currently, we have earlier sales, and distribution agreements in Baltics, Poland, and Italy. Our ingredients have been tested across Europe by several distribution partners, but we are working not only to expand in Europe, but also in US and Canada right now. Since establishment of the company, we have attracted pre-seed and seed investments from leading international and local investors. We have been supported by climate kits and different EU-funded grants. That allows and that helped us to patent our first ingredient, launch the market, and open our pilot manufacturing site. Behind the science and technology, there is, of course, a strong team composed of experienced biotechnologists, cell biologists, business developers with some previous startup experience as well, and quality assurance specialists. To grow, we are looking for our next investment round of 3 million euros, what would be used for business development, scaling of technology, expansion of our product portfolio, and opening up a higher capacity manufacturing site. Thank you for your attention, and please join us, at least by voting.
Okay, can you talk through the supply chain that you have to go through versus current existing competition, and how expensive is it for you to create the technology and to create this thing versus current, ingredients?
Yeah, to create each product for us, it's quite expensive. There's a lot of R&D and a lot of money involved. That's why, but we are very good on attractive public money, and it's a double actually that we have attracted as investment, the public money. So basically, we are using for R&D public fund money right now. A lot
Okay,
of that.
and from a production point of view as well, versus just utilizing standard ingredients from the earth.
Yeah.
What's the multiple that versus existing, ingredients?
Actually, the production, if we are comparing to the levels of valuable compounds inside, it's even cheaper because we can exceed we can exceed what is actually found in the nature, as I mentioned. But the added value in our case is that we are adjusting our own cultivation systems that allows us to be not so expensive as even competitors in this scaling up situation.
So the competition just on costs or in some ingredients that has some added value for the cosmetics industry?
Yeah, the cost is only one point, and it's not always the best one. That's the ingredients by itself differs about the functionality. And actually, our added value is that we are providing all the marketing claims as actually the founders of the company. We are cell biologists. We are providing actually data together with some liquid. We are selling data. And that's the main added value of the ingredient. They are ready to use marketing claims for cosmetic manufacturers.
And can you talk through the existing customers that you have at present? Why have they gone with you versus using standard ingredients or?
These are all the things, the sustainability, first of all, functionality, then the story about the sustainability. It's something new. It's one of the greenest technologies, all these factors. And yeah, but first of all, this is the functionality. No one cares actually that comes like from stem cells. It's all about how it works. And we are showing how it works in the in vitro tests, and also we are using some dermatological testing as well.
I think that, cosmetic ingredients industry, I'm not as familiar with it as you are, but I assume that it's rather competitive. So how does your pricing compare to theirs?
All these things that I mentioned comes together. Functionality, story behind, and that's how we are better than like traditional farming, traditional ingredients.
And your time is up. Thank you.
And of course, unique composition of compounds. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Next on stage, Loop DX, Eduard Guerrero Agabella, Chief Operating Officer from Spain, Biotech. Welcome to the stage.
sepsis is the first cause of death actually nowadays in all the world. And it happens when a bacterial infection moves to the whole, to the blood flow. And the main problem is just 50% of the patients are diagnosed early, which is a condition which goes to critically very fast and urgent. And why does this happen? This happens because the symptomatology is very unspecific, and also the current tests are not useful, are not optimal. This is the current diagnostics that you can find or damage biomarkers, or you can find bacterial identification. In both cases, you need the sepsis to be in a really advanced stage, so there is enough concentration to find these biomarkers in the blood sample collection. Of the opposite, in our case, Septiloop is a diagnostic based in the immune system. So we are useful for the first hour that the bacteria enters into the blood flow, and we remain with 90% sensitivity during all the process of the sepsis, instead against the current solution that just has 30% sensitivity. Our product has two parts. The first part, a lateral flow, and in the bottom part is a mixed tube. We have 1 milliliter of our reagents, which is a bacterial stimuli, and we need 1 milliliter of blood. What we do is we mimic an infection of the blood system, but outside the body of the patient. Then we incubate it for 2.5 hours, and then we just press it like a pen, and we know if the patient is septic or not. We have performed clinical trials in main important hospitals from Spain, where we can show this 3 times effectivity. We have tested more than 400 patients in 3 different clinical trials in cities, big cities from Europe. The competitors, they have the same problems as the current market solutions. They need the disease to be in a really advanced stage so they can find these biomarkers in the blood sample collection. The business case will be for a big hospital, like 50K emergency visits. Using our test, it will be able to reduce more than 15 million just in length of the stay from the ICU from these patients. We have a very multidisciplinary team with experience, previous experience, C-level experience in 3 healthcare companies. And in the roadmap nowadays, we are passing our regulatory certification, the CE mark and the UKCA. We have the product finally industrialized completely. The round that we are looking is for a 5 million Series A round that will be in the 3rd quarter of 2024. The main expenditure will be a international, multicentric clinical trial that could help us raise and scale our sales. Thank you. We are Loop Diagnostic, saving time, saving cost, and saving life.
Can I ask from a clinical pathway point of view, is this to be used prophylactically before they suspect sepsis, or is it just if they have a general feeling and they need to, enact a sepsis protocol?
This product, which is the first product that we have, it's meant to be used in the emergency department. So the patients that come in the emergency department, they have their hemoculture, they have this test in 2 hours, they know if there is a septic patient or not. In 24 hours, 30% just of the cases, they will know which bacteria it is.
And have you chatted to key opinion leaders around this of how they would adopt it? Yeah.
We have interaction, and we have 1 clinical trial with a key opinion leader from European Sepsis Alliance ongoing, and now we are proposing 1 with a key opinion leader of sepsis, but in the UK.
Are your first clinical data published yet? Or?
Not yet. We have not published. What we have published is the methodology and also like the patent. It's public. Yeah.
Thank you.
Any other questions? Okay, thank you very much.
Okay.
Next on stage, track represented by John Vital from Spain, Digital Health. Welcome to the stage.
Hi. Please raise your hand if you have been in a physical therapy clinic before. And now, raise your hand and please be honest if you do complete the exercises that the physical therapist prescribe you. There are some hands over there, but it's not the most common aspect. In fact, this happened to my father, who had an injury while he was skiing, and after 4 months of waiting lists, this was what his physical therapist gave him in order to complete the exercises from home, just exercise sheets. My father or you are not alone. More than 2.4 billion people suffer from musculoskeletal injuries worldwide, and there are not enough physical therapists to cover population needs. Moreover, 76%, like as we have seen here, of patients do not complete the exercise from home. In order to solve this problem, we have developed TRACT, the AI-powered telerehabilitation solutions that makes patients complete the exercises from home. How do we do it? Using our own technology. We have developed in-house an AI-powered algorithm that with a camera of their mobile phone or laptop can correct and assist patients while they are completing the therapeutic exercises from home. This is how we work. First of all, the physical therapist or doctor prescribe the treatment to the patients. Then patients complete it from home with our gamified experience. And finally, healthcare providers can monitor how patients are evolving. This way, our customers can treat more patients in a more effective way, increasing the adherence to treatment with high satisfaction levels among patients. The market size is huge. There are more than 3.45 million physical therapists worldwide. And as you can see, obviously we have some competitors, but we also know how we can differentiate ourselves. We are 100% accessible. Patients do not need any extra device apart from their laptop. We are designed for healthcare professionals in order to help them, not to substitute them. And we can integrate our solution super easily with insurance company softwares. We have published 3 papers, and we have a lot of ongoing studies in order to validate the cost effectiveness of our product. And we basically charge per patient that is using our solution to our customers. In just 2 years, we have working with the top industry leaders of here in Europe, with Teladoc, with Bupa, or with pharmaceutical companies like Angelini, with a team which covers the whole parts that we need: the clinical part, the product part, and the sales part. We have worked in more than 7 countries with more than 60 hospitals, and we are growing in a great path. And now we are looking for a 1.2 funding round in order to continue our expansion worldwide. Thank you very much.
Can you quickly talk through who pays? Is it the healthcare facility or is it the corporation that's sponsoring this?
Yes, the insurance companies pay for this. I mean, our main customers are insurance companies or hospitals that do pay for our solution in order to optimize their cost per patient.
And have you gone to the US market yet, or is that part of your plan?
Not really. It's our plan for our Series A. With our focus, it's true that there is a lot of competition in the US, but not in our field, because we are addressing healthcare professionals, not patients directly. So that's what makes us different.
I happen to be one of those who should have raised his hand because of physical therapy, but I've been to 3 doctors and they all have videos on YouTube for free, and that they work quite well. What is your comment to that? And I see that there is that little, framework of a human being, and obviously that is kind of, following what the movement should be like. What happens if the patient is not following the routine correctly? What do you do?
We correct patients in real time. If the patient is not doing the exercise correctly, we correct them in real time. And we also measure how each patient is exercising. Imagine that the first day of your session, you can only move your shoulder until here. So we measure that it is only 20 degrees. And then while you are improving, we also tell your healthcare professional how you are improving. That's one thing. And then it's also the gamified experience that you will receive with our software.
Yeah, but so you are measuring the patient in real time. So there's an individual watching the screen. No, is it through AI or what?
Through AI, yes. through our AI algorithm, which tracks how patient is exercising, correcting them, and assisting patients in real time.
Okay, so and how about YouTube? Your comment on YouTube that YouTube is available for free and everywhere.
Yes, but I mean, here there are a lot of things. First of all, the adherence to treatment. We have demonstrated in our clinical evidence that patients with us do complete 3 times more exercises than the standard of care. And that's for us what makes the difference. We can say to hospitals that with us, you can know if your patients are completing the exercise or not, and they will perform up to 3 times more exercise, and patients will not come to the hospital. And then the gamified experience, the algorithm, and everything. But what makes us different is that we can assure the adherence to treatment.
Thank you very much.
Okay, thanks a lot.
Next on stage, the Care Hub, Monica Moldovan, CEO from Romania, Digital Health. Stage is yours.
Hello, everyone. My name is Mona Moldovan, and I'm the CEO of the Care Hub. We exist to help people grow old at home. Why do we do that? Because today there are 30 million Europeans who need long-term care, and the majority of them prefer to get it at home. The problem, though, is that the 65,000 small and medium enterprises who provide this care are fragmented and under-digitalized. They manage their businesses with Google Sheets and phones. It's not a surprise, since the IT solutions in the market, they focus mainly on the corporate segment and on the medical care, leaving the elderly care segment not covered. And this is where we come in. We offer a one-stop shop, fully automated and AI-powered solution that has 4 modules. First, operations as a service. It's an admin dashboard which helps the agency monitor all the care visits, the allocations, and so on. There is the sales as a service module, which is a client app designed for older adults and their families to enable them to get control of their care. There is the compliance as a service, which automatically generates compliance report for health ministry and other authorities that regulate the sector, as well as an on-demand recruiting platform, which streamlines the recruiting of the staff while making it personal. Right now, we are at the stage of where all this is automated. We plan to integrate it with insurance providers and then apply an artificial intelligence layer that would help predict care plans or raise alarm signs in case of deteriorating health of the beneficiary. What is our unique selling proposition? First, we eliminate all repetitive tasks. And from our own experience in running a digital healthcare agency, we eliminate 2/3 of these tasks. We increase the productive time of caregiver and make it available for care activities instead of admin work. We offer the platform at an affordable monthly license of 2,000 euros a month, which is only a fraction of the savings in salaries that home care agencies realize. And we offer a free trial, therefore 0 risk. These are our early adopters that we're ready to onboard. And we are talking here about a market of 10 million euros, a target obtainable market for us. And this is our team. We've been working. Sure. Thank you.
You mentioned 10 million as a serviceable market. Would there be any opportunity to scale beyond this to other areas?
Yes, of course. The 10 million, we're talking about the elderly care segment in Europe. Now, beyond Europe, there is Middle East, there is the US, obviously, there's Asia. where we believe that our solution would be appropriate. So this is one, the geographical expansion. And then second, beyond the elderly care vertical, there's the medical care. It lends itself very well to cleaning and other personal and domestic care services, tutoring, babysitting, cleaning, and so on. So the 10 million is a small fraction of the potential, but this is our background. This is what we want to achieve first, initially in Norway and Switzerland.
Can you just highlight how it works in one of your customers? How you did it? So
Sure. So to our customers, we make available a customized solution with their logo, their prices, their services. And we make available a client app whereby the older adults or the families can request their own care, the care visits. These visits are automatically sent and matched to the caregivers that work with the home care agency.
so which kind of visits? Which kind
For
of services?
example, it can be from the simple companionship of an older person to help with personal hygiene, help with shopping, all the way to medical home care, injections, wound dressing, and so on. The request is matched to the caregiver with availability, the skills, and in the proximity, all this without the intervention of the home care agency. And then in the background, the home care agency can actually monitor that all the visits have an allocated caregivers, and they only intervene if a visit doesn't have an allocated caregiver. The caregivers do check-in, check-out of the visit reports, all on their phones. All these are aggregated every month into compliance reports, which are downloaded and then shared with the relevant authorities.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Next on stage, Luca Health, Nick Greenelg, CEO from Greece, Digital Health. Stage is yours.
Hi guys, I'm Nick. I used to play professional rugby for Northampton Saints. It's one of the biggest and most successful clubs in the UK. And I witnessed firsthand how athlete mental health has been totally neglected over the years. On this topic, people usually think about Michael Phelps, Simone Biles, the global superstars who have been outspoken about their struggles, and they think it's an isolated problem, but it's really not. It's massive. 1 in 3 athletes struggle with their mental health, and that's worse than the general public, which is 1 in 4. Now, the majority of those that are suffering in silence. It's 75% because of stigma, and that's resulting that they feel like they can't seek help through their teams because they're worried they won't be selected or have their contracts extended. Our solution to this problem is very straightforward. We identify when athletes are first exhibiting symptoms of a condition, and at that moment, we provide them with a pathway to help that's both frictionless and confidential. We identify symptoms through our smartphone application, which leverages clinically validated questionnaires, wearables data, as well as voice and facial analysis in order to provide a data-driven understanding to athletes on their mental health. Through the app, athletes learn what their baselines look like for anxiety, depression, sleep, what their relationship with alcohol, food, and drugs looks like, and we're continuing to expand the conditions that we screen for. In addition, we also provide them with insights on the underlying drivers of positive or negative well-being, such that they can take more ownership of it. We don't sell to athletes, rather we sell directly to teams, professional, university, and amateur. It's a B2B subscription model, and the market's very large. We raised pre-seed funding from Antler in May 2022. We built the first version of our tech that summer, and we partnered with these teams for year-long pilots. We proved the concept. We identified that there's an awful lot of suffering within athletes. 10 athletes, unfortunately, were suicidal, and in 9 of those 10 cases, the teams had absolutely no understanding that the athletes were struggling, let alone so low. As a result, these 3 pilots in the last month have all converted onto paid deals, and that's our first revenue. We've also built a very strong sales pipeline, predominantly in the UK, with professional clubs, but also federations. We're entering the US tentatively in February of next year in Major League Rugby, and we'll raise a seed round in early 2025 once we have some more paid traction. This is our current funding round. We've raised about 70% of it. It's an angel round targeting largely professional athletes. We recently onboarded Courtney Lords as an investor who captained England at the Rugby World Cup, which is very exciting. The majority of this funding is going to be spent on engineering and sales. And this is us. We're a 3-person team. We're small, but we're mighty. We fundamentally believe we have an edge here. My background affords me insights, but also a network to win in this market. Vas is my co-founder. He's also the CTO. He's a health tech veteran, but he also has lived experience of depression. So this is a problem that's deeply personal and passionate to him. That's us. Thank you for taking an interest, and I welcome your questions.
Can you talk about the competition that you run up against? Even say, have you looked at the US market? Because obviously, it could be quite a lucrative place to go.
I mean, US college sport is, the holy grail for us. 500,000 athletes, $20 billion industry. There's actually surprisingly little going on. I think there are some people. Most of the competition is actually in-house, so it's universities, but also sports teams employing psychologists, and we fundamentally don't think that works, right? Because of stigma. If you're a sports psychologist that works at a Man United, and I'm a Man United player, and you're asking me about my anxiety levels, then there's inherent friction there. And so actually, there's surprisingly little competition. I think there are obviously established players in the corporate sort of mental health market, in the UK at least. Unmind, Spill, Mocha could look to do what we do, but they are honestly holistic platforms for well-being. We are laser focused on the symptom identification bit. Mental health is nuanced. People don't understand when they're suffering. Vas, my co-founder, didn't understand when he was suffering, which meant that he had to be on antidepressants for 3 years. And so we're trying to condense the suffering by helping people understand when they're first symptomatic and then provide a way for them to get help in a way that works for them, right? So I haven't really answered your question, but
That's good. If the club is the payer, is it still just empowering the athlete, or does the club get exposure to the data that's created?
Yeah, really good question. So it's confidential and it's not. So in most cases with our clubs, we integrate with their medical processes. So there's a designated medical contact, which is usually head of medical or head physio, who receives individual screening data when an athlete is at high risk, but it's ring-fenced there. So other stakeholders within the teams, like your performance directors, your head coaches, have no understanding on the personal level how everyone's screening. However, we have built a dashboard for those other stakeholders who can see on the collective level, okay, here's what anxiety is looking like for our 40 rugby players, sleep's dropping, maybe we can the early morning sessions, et cetera, et cetera. So there are obviously massive performance implications, particularly as we refine our models and it becomes, the insights get better and better as to what's driving positive or negative mental well-being, because then athletes can, optimize their mental states to perform best on Saturday. So we think it makes sense that teams pay.
So one question about the barrier of entry. So it seems, okay, it's an app, it's a solution, but couldn't I copy it if I had enough money to?
Yes, I mean, it doesn't look hugely defensible, and I think that's fair enough. Building the baselines is actually really complicated, and also the insights. And so, when we get the sleep data from a wearable, for instance, how does that feed into an anxiety baseline? That's not a trivial problem, and that's something we're working out right now, and that's going to take a number of years. And so we're the first to market, right? And so we're going to have a data set that other people are going to struggle to keep up with, or at least to catch up on. So that's honestly the biggest barrier. The second barrier is contacts, and we have an ability to sell into this market thanks to my background and the people that I know, and that might sound arrogant, but it is defensible in that respect.
Your time is up. Yeah. Thank you very much. Next on stage, Plezo Therapy, Alexander Bondariev, CEO from Ukraine, Digital Health. Welcome to the stage.
Hello. Hi guys, my name is Alex. I'm CEO and founder at Plezo Therapy, and we are making European mental health more accessible, providing one-on-one verified sessions with qualified only therapists matched in an anxiety-free way. Finding the right therapist is a very challenging task. More than 1 billion people actually face it. Why? Because it's really unclear on how to find a therapist which you want to work with, whether you will trust the therapist and whether you will match with this person in a personality basis. That's why we have created a managed marketplace with an anxiety-free product. First, you take 5 to 10 minutes to do the onboarding quiz to really understand what symptoms you want to work with. Afterwards, our algorithm, built for more than 3 years already, provides you with a transparent choice of top 3 therapists just for you, and with compulsory video introductions, diplomas, everything to understand the personality of your therapist before the session. We have impactful traction. We have reached more than 130,000 GMV a month already, which translates to around $40,000 revenue a month. We work in B2C and B2B models with 25 B2B customers and more than thousands B2C paying customers. We understand what we are doing because we actually talk with our customers, and our Trustpilot scores, our NPS scores show that people love us. And our users, they want personalized matching with a focus on return on the second session. And also they want to understand the personality of therapist even before the session. We have a scalable business model. It's one price per 50 minutes for all therapists, making it an easy choice for customers. We take around 35% as our take rate, and selling in bundles from 4 to 20 sessions, we have a CAC to LTV score of around 3. We expect that more than 25 sessions are expected to be conducted on our platform for the long-term results. It's this time to grow now because European market is just developing, and we will see that in 7 years there are going to be platforms in Europe already developing with more than 400,000 active users, we do believe, because the market is developing, there are growing crises for public insurance service and overall in the niche. I have a great team to execute our strategy. I have a marketing background, a business background. Our Anna, she's a chief of therapy. Our ethical beacon have also CTO, data scientist, and Vitaly, head of engineering, plus 15 other team members working on marketing and product. Already backed by awesome investors and partners. Vadim and Oleg, founders of global marketplaces, providing all the expertise and angel investment rounds. And right now we are fundraising $1.2 million to expand to a third market, and we want to target the Nordics. Additionally, we use this money to form a core team with 8 players in Europe. Thank you so much, and I'll be the one to build the #1 mental health marketplace in Europe. Thank you.
Can you talk me through how you get therapists or caregivers to actually engage with your platform?
Sure. We provide them with a stable revenue of their customers because on average we provide 5 to 6 new customers a month, meaning that it makes sense for them to work with us because that's what they expect from their own practice, 1 customer a week.
And can you talk me through, obviously, do they upload a video of themselves, and then is it an algorithm that takes over that basically attunes their personality to the personality of the patient? Is that how it works?
So it's a managed marketplace, meaning that we are responsible for everything, for the content, for the videos, and we ask them how to build a great video for their audience. Of course, the algorithm behind our product is being developed by our CTO for more than 3 years now to understand various, not only, let's say, yes or no symptoms whether you want to work with something, but to go deeper and to actually understand with which therapist, based on historical data, this particular user, based on profile of this user, would likely get the therapy going on.
And final question for me, just any exit strategy you might have, who might potentially buy you, or?
Yeah. So we've been thinking about a potential exit to insurance providers as we want to go to the Nordics, and it is a great exit strategy. And potential also selling out to the bigger American competitors because they're not entering the European market for now. Maybe in 3 or 5 years they'll decide to buy a larger European players.
In this strategy, why you and not other players that are in other market, also European or also well established?
So the European B2C market is just establishing. Of course, we have Italian Uno Bravo, and only several players also in Europe, like HDP in Czech Republic, Wellbe in Poland, and we have another platform, B2C platform, already working in 2 countries, 60% of our users outside of Ukraine already. So I think right now in this year's the future market dominant player in B2C market is establishing, and we have the potential to work on one of those markets.
Is there something that you believe you are doing better than the others?
Yeah. So first of all, we have to understand that, for example, Uno Bravo targets Southern Europe. HDP works with Czech Republic and some Central European countries. We want to go to the Nordics, and essentially, I think the market is quite large for everyone there. In terms of our product, we do believe that our personalized matching is something what really customers love about us. Once again, our Trustpilot scores, our NPS scores, 50 shows that people want to work with us and want to make sure that we want really to make sure that they love the therapist.
Just out of curiosity, what is the proportion of your recurring revenues, recurring customers?
Yeah. So we don't have like ARR, but we have a revenue. It's $40,000 a month. If you're asking about this.
Thank you very much. Time is up.
Thank you.
Next on stage, Clinks Health, represented by Joana Pinto, CEO from Portugal, Digital Health. Welcome to the stage.
Hi, let me ask you something. Do you think you have a busy life? I know. You have your personal life, your professional life. Now imagine you also have to go through a physiotherapy treatment on top of that. Somehow you'd have to fit it into a schedule and go like 3 times per week to your clinic. The truth is, clinics and hospitals also feel the negative impact of this, because no therapist likes to wait hours for patients that never arrive or to see that patients are not motivated about their treatment. And this need is increasing. The World Health Organization estimates that 1 in each 3 people in the world should be undergoing a rehabilitation treatment. Clinks Health exists precisely to tackle those issues by bringing a digital and gamified approach to physiotherapy that can basically be used everywhere, from the clinic to the home of the patient. So how does it work? At the clinical portal, the physiotherapist customizes everything about the treatment plan of each patient. Then the patient exercises while interacting with the engaging gamified exercises. And we use just 1 camera with 3D image technology to do body tracking during the sessions. And we've designed this platform to be as flexible and customizable as possible. So we have multiple exercises for different regions of the body, and with that, we are able to tackle 3 main use cases: the acute conditions like post-surgeries, the chronic pain, and also active aging. Of course, there is a strong digital competition in this market, but our platform is different for 2 main reasons. Firstly, we provide a fully gamified approach, which is key for the experience of the patient. And secondly, we don't need to use any sensors placed on the body. To reach the market, we follow a B2B approach, where our clients are the healthcare entities. And so far, we are very proud to be working with multiple clients in our home market, Portugal. We have certified our platform as a Class 1 medical device, and we've summed up over 3,000 physiotherapy sessions. And our clients love the platform. Patients report improvements in their motivation, and physiotherapists see benefits beyond that. Patients are becoming more active on their own recovery. Me and Gonçalo are the founding team making things happen. I focus on business, growth, and strategy. Gonçalo is responsible for our technology and innovation. Of course, we are lucky enough to rely on the support from our full-time team and also multiple mentors that help us grow. And with that, we've been able to achieve multiple accomplishments in the past 2 years in terms of fundraising and also in awards and other recognitions. So last but definitely not least, of course, we work every day to have a very successful business, but we also don't forget why we started. Clinks exists to have a great impact in healthcare, and we are bringing physiotherapy everywhere. Thank you.
Can you talk through your paying customers, or do you have any at present?
Yeah. So we have paying customers in Portugal. We are working with both private and public entities. So we are working with, this market is a bit fragmented. So we are working with big hospitals, big clinics, but also smaller physiotherapy clinics.
The competition is quite high because I happen to go through some equivalent solution around. So Can you just tell us something more about why you are better and what is behind? Thanks.
Yeah, so we've put lots of efforts into making this differentiated in terms of the experience of the patient. So we provide a serious game approach, so we are making the exercise experience more motivating for the person using video games, serious games. This dual task is really important for the person to become abstracted of the fact that they are doing exercise, because most people don't like exercising, and we combine that with technology to track the movements, which is key, because I've heard you mention that, of course, we can also watch some videos on YouTube or other platforms. But with this kind of technology, we are also able to track the movements of the person, correct them in real time, and also collect this information. So we are able to collect information and generate session reports and progress analytics that are key for the therapists to monitor their patients.
And do you charge per patient, or is it an overall fee per year?
It's a monthly fee. Yeah, exactly.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Next on stage, Face Rehab, represented by Veronika Hudzikova, CEO from Slovakia, Digital Health. Welcome to the stage.
Hi, I'm Veronika from Face Rehab. And imagine that you wake up tomorrow and you cannot move with half of your face. You cannot smile properly or close your eyes. You would be definitely in a shock. And did I just had a stroke? And imagine if you are Justin Bieber, you are just now canceling your world tour, and you have a lot of questions. What happened to me? What can I do to make it better? And you're searching at the web and you're having a lot of inappropriate advice. Do you do acupuncture, massages, electrostimulus, exercises, everything? And you are willing to try everything to fix the problem as soon as possible, because it's your face. And if you visit your hospital, you can receive these paper exercises that you should practice back at home, because home treatment is a crucial part of your recovery. And you're following all of these steps, and you can still end up with synkinesis, abnormal facial movement. And it's because you are not getting specialized and personalized treatment. Now let's imagine it differently. You will receive Face Rehab. You will have a questionnaire that will sort you to the group where you have rehabilitation plans specific to your facial palsy stage. All of the educational content and interactive exercises approved by Facial Therapist International. And you are getting back your smile and you are feeling slight movements. You are taking your phone and taking selfies, and you would love to track your progress. And that's why we came up with facial tracking ability. We are using the front camera of your phone that is able to track your facial muscle activity during time, and our algorithm is filling the Haus-Brachmann scale that is right now used by the doctors to specify the level of facial disability. And how is it possible? We are creating 3D face model, and we are transforming this visual scoring system used right now by the doctors to the AI algorithm Objective-1 that can be used for the research purposes as well. And all of these data are available for medical staff. Our application has been already used for more than 2,000 patients, and we process more than 1,000 payments already. Our users are mostly from the US and Europe. This is the market size, and right now we are adding more rehabilitation plans. Because we're looking at the face, we are adding other diseases such as tinnitus or temporomandibular joint disorder that requires facial rehabilitation. And we're also on the journey for the medical certification for our scanning tool. Our team is combining the technical knowledge and medical knowledge on the board. And we have great collaborations with the big foundation, Facial Palsy UK, or the Facial Therapists International. Thank you for your attention, and let's bring your smile back with us.
Can you talk through the prevalence of things like Bell's palsy globally?
Yes, we are talking about 2 million people yearly. So if you look, it's like 30 people per 1,000 for 100,000. And this is really a specific field. That's why we picked Bell's palsy or facial palsy, because this field is really underestimated. The care that they are providing, the patients are really suffering. They're getting a lot of inappropriate advice. And if we look at the doctors, the general doctors are not learning about the facial therapy. They need to have a specialization. And there is only few clinics that are really working on it and had this knowledge. That's why we really made this collaboration happen with the Facial Therapies International and spent a lot of time to incorporate their guidelines and the research that they had made into the application and provided the correct informations and the therapy that they have, because a lot of hospitals right now are giving these exercises that you should do smiling, and it's not about the exercise and the strong activity, it's about the gentle one, and that you should do the things in the correct time to get your nerve and recovery correctly.
Okay, perfect. So the care pathway, if I'm hearing correctly, is the patient goes into the hospital probably for fear of having had a stroke, realize that it's diagnosed as Bell's palsy. So is the target customer the hospital who's going to prescribe or recommend your app, and then is it the patient who pays or is the hospital who pays?
Yes, we have different models. We started with the B2C because it was easier for us to reach a market. So for the United States, we had a lot of customers that downloaded it and found it on the internet. And we really spent some time to getting to know them, what is their needs, how they like the application. And we started with the collection of the patients and the base. And with that, we would like to continue to the B2B sector, that we are talking like we have that base of the patient and you are searching for that patients because there's so many of them. We would like to provide it to you and you can provide your patients to us. So we are building this type of collaborations, and we also are in the starting to talk with the insurance companies as well to cover the expenses for them.
Okay, there is a current solution, right, for the treatment of this problem, and then you have your solution. How much is your solution better, faster, cheaper, whatever? So where are the value propositions really?
So if we look in the actual market, there is really no solutions. We can see the videos on the YouTube, but when you come to the specialist, they would tell you, don't watch YouTube because there is a lot of inappropriate advice and you can do more harm than do good. And this is what they listen. They're really confused. That's why we would like to differentiate and provide the correct things. So our competitors are mostly looking as a general physiotherapy, and we're looking as a specialized facial therapy. So this is the difference between us. I don't know if I asked the question.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you.
That concludes the first part. A huge round of applause to all our pitches, please. Also for the jury members, another round of applause. Thank you. We will continue shortly because we have 10 more pitches to go. We will continue 15 past 4, so that's 4:15 p.m. Be sure to walk around, get oxygenated, caffeinated, whatever works for you. Get that energy flowing and meet you back here at 4:15. See you soon.